Welcome back, everyone. So card number 3, here we go. I'm doing some fun things with the dies using the umbrella die and lots of color. So we'll get started. I am going to heat emboss the umbrellas all over watercolored paper. And so I use my embossing buddy to make sure that it gets all the extra dust and static, electricity, all that good stuff off. And I'm going to stamp with Versamark sticky ink my umbrellas all over my watercolored paper. I do one in clear, and then the other I'm going to use the black VersaFine because I wanted to have a good contrast, just 2 different cards. And so that's what I'm doing here, just going through, making sure I'm getting kind of a good pattern. You have to put the powder on randomly so that you can see where your images are. And so I like to also stamp off an image at least once before I put it on to my project, because sometimes from the manufacturer they come with powder. So you just want to get a clear, crisp image. So I'm putting my powder on here. This is embossing I want to say it's Wow, and it was a humongous bottle. I think that will probably last me like the rest of my life. So, and I'm okay with that. So here we go. I'm just heat embossing now using my Wagner tool. I swear by this tool. I love it. It really does heat fast, and it's really just works really well. So I did that, and then I'm going to go in with some Distress ink. I'm going to do some embossing resist, super fun. I do the 2 colors pretty different. This one I'm using Stormy Sky, and the other one I'm going to use Cracked Pistachio. I tried to do a little bit heavier on the top and kind of soften it as it goes towards the bottom, almost like an ombre. So that was what I was going for. You can see it there. It turned out, but the Cracked Pistachio turned out a little bit better. I think this is not Cracked Pistachio. I think that's Peacock Feathers. But that has to be one of my favorite colors. It is just so pretty. So then I'm laying it down a little bit heavier right at the top there. So as far as the coloring in of these umbrellas, I tried to watercolor them in, but I don't have a skinny enough brush. So what I did was I used my glitter pens again. I'm really feeling those glitter pens lately. And so my daughter picked this color scheme, so the black, the silver, and the blue, and she went with that. But so anyway, I used my glitter pens, and it just came out really nice, and we were watching a movie, and I just got to color, so it was fun for me. And I am going to cut with the die 4 of those umbrellas on each card. So I'm just going to run that through my die cut machine on each of those 4 umbrellas, and here we have the finished ones. The next step I'm going to do here is I'm going to pencil through all of my openings so that I know exactly where I want to glue the umbrellas. So that's just something I do, not just with little images. I do that with the frames. I do it with circles. Whenever I'm doing a shaker card, before I put my acetate on that top piece, I like to pencil in where everything is going to go. So it just makes life a whole lot easier. And I'm using some runner adhesive to put my acetate on. And I just do that for both cards. I try to get on as much as I possibly can. And this is some packaging tape. Actually, I have acetate sheets, but if I have packaging tape, why not use it up? So I'm not embossing on it. It's just a window, so it just kind of made life easy. Now the back of these, where I put the, why can't I think today? The 3M foam mounting tape, there it is. That looks really complicated right there. It took me a minute. I would say probably a smooth 6 minutes to get all that tape down and exactly where I wanted it, because I didn't want too much space in between the areas, or the shakers would just go all over the place and not in the window of the umbrella. So I had to kind of finagle it, but it was worth it because I like the end result, and I like laying it down and putting the picture just like you're seeing me do it now, because it's a whole lot easier to do it that way for me. It lines up really nicely, and it's just simple. So I did that with both cards. I did the same amount of foam tape and kind of in the same wonky places. And that's the other one, and that's the end result. So They both came out really nicely. I just finished it off with putting on some white embossed Tomorrow is Another Day on a black cardstock, and that will finish up the card. It was super fun to do, and I hope you like it. If you did, please leave me comments. I love to hear from you all. If you have any questions or input, and don't forget to hit subscribe. So we still have 3 more videos in this series. And until next time, have a great night. Bye-bye.